You wanna do it?
You gotta do your intro, mate.
I know I've got to do my intro. I haven't done this intro in so long. I haven't been on YouTube in so long. Happy to be back.
We'll just sit here in silence.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. So I haven't filmed a video in a while because I have... What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Getting comfortable.
That's...
New watch.
No one's going to understand why we're laughing, but anyway, it's a private joke.
I'm hiding my double chin, look.
You're hiding your double chin?
See, it looks good.
Can you let me speak?
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, I haven't filmed on YouTube for about a month, and it's been quite weird, but I've just been getting back into not so much of a lockdown sort of life. So I've been on a course as well to qualify as a life coach, and I've been really enjoying it, and it's just kind of been taking over my schedule a little bit, so that's why I've not been filming as much, but I'm back.
Back with a bang.
Back with a bang. That was good, wasn't it? Yeah, so we're back, myself and William. If you haven't watched our other video that we filmed together, this is kind of a bit of a follow-on from that. So as we did mention in our second to last video we filmed together, I did mention that Will had been through his own trauma, so, and I wanted him to film his side just because of all the awful trauma that he'd been through. So I thought it might be quite nice to sit down and share his side, because I, you know, have quite a few scars on my body, but you have lots, don't you? Lots and lots and lots of scars.
It's like Operation, the game Operation.
You actually are the game Operation, aren't you? Yeah, you actually are. Madness.
Yeah, ongoing from the video last time, obviously we were talking about, was it why I didn't leave you or why I wouldn't leave you?
Yeah.
And I said something, I'm sure along the lines with, well, when you're in a good relationship, you can help, it's easy to get through things like what you went through. Whereas in my last relationship before I met Sean, I wasn't with the right person as such. We just went for each other, and when I went through my trauma I was obviously with her, and it just made things a lot worse and dragged out, and it was only until obviously I met Sean that I managed to overcome all my demons and all my, what's the word, insecurities.
Yeah, because I felt
and
like
all my troubles, and it was meeting Sean made me get over my past and made my mind and my heart at ease.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that's true.
But I felt like I remember there was times when I used to think, oh, why did he say that? Or not say anything weird, but you know, I felt like you put yourself down a lot when we first got together. Like you would just say random things and I'd be like, yeah, but you're so nice. I don't know, I can't even explain it. But you would say like things about yourself, and I remember when you showed me your stomach the first time you showed me.
I don't remember.
I do.
Where was this?
Well, it was actually on our first date.
Was it? When we went for dinner?
It was after we went for dinner,
yeah.
And we were walking, and it was near Town Hall Square.
Yeah.
And I remember down there, and you was telling me like the things that a snippet of what you've been through, and you just said like my body's like full of scars.
Yeah.
And I was like, so?
Yeah.
And I felt like
It's come back to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like you needed to tell me on our first date, because I felt like because you liked me quite a lot.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it would put you off. And
you thought it put me off, yeah.
Before when she gets me naked and realise I've got a body like Edward Scissorhands.
No, but yeah, and I think I felt like after that conversation you kind of relaxed more in the night, because it kind of got it out the way.
Yeah.
So before we kind of go into all that, yeah, like Will said, we wasn't together when this happened. This happened to you in 2008.
2008, yeah.
And we met in 2012. And like Will said, he was with somebody else, but his support system wasn't great.
There weren't a support system.
No, there wasn't a support system, absolutely not. But
not from her parents. Her mum was lovely, her dad was good. Obviously my parents are a support system, but
yeah,
when you're in a relationship you don't really talk to parents about what you're going through.
I mean,
really.
you do to a certain extent,
Yeah, but not every finer detail.
Yeah,
No.
that's very, very true. And I think because what it is, it's a protection thing for your parents.
Yeah.
You're trying to like almost put on a little bit of front to say that you're feeling better than you actually are.
Yeah.
And I know I definitely did that, so I understand when you say that. But I feel
you
like
always
a partner's
you always
really
want to make
different.
your parents think that you're all right and that you're absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
When probably deep down inside you, I know for me, for a lot of the time, I was.
You
gone.
wasn't fine at all.
I was broken,
right, so we're gonna.
broken.
Yeah, you were. So let's we're gonna get right into the story instead of speaking in riddles. So, like we just mentioned, this happened to my husband in 2008. So, how did... I know obviously it's like I do already obviously know what happened, but...
I'm just no good on YouTube videos, so
yeah,
I said
so
to Sean, ask me questions. So.
I'm going to prompt him because I know the answer that he can give, so I'm going to just prompt him. So how did it come about for you to have an operation?
So, on the boxing team, the regimental boxing team, we were training
In the army.
In the army, sorry. So
Yeah.
back then, I used to be really skinny. I mean, you wouldn't even recognise me. I used to be. I weigh 95 kilograms now. I used to weigh 65 kilograms.
Not the hunk you are now.
It's dad bod, isn't it?
Dad bod.
So yeah, boxing. It was before we were about to fight the other squadron, so it was the last stages of training. I'm not gonna like blow my own trumpet, but I was like the best on the boxing team. I was.
Of course you were.
Everybody was like, "Lord, he's flipping sick." Honestly, there was. Everyone was like waiting for my fight. But yeah, so we're training. I was sparring one of my good friends, Sean White. We called him Whitey. He was, I think, about 2 or 3 weights above me, so it's quite a big lad, quite muscular as well. And the thing is, we'd been out on the piss the night before because we were told, look, this is your last night out, go and have a few drinks. Lo and behold, we'll get woken up the next day and you need to do some training or do some sparring. So I'm sparring with Whitey. The bell rings. I think because we're both a bit hungover, maybe still a bit drunk, I've turned, literally the bell's rung and I've turned round to my right straight away, and as I've done that he's threw a punch and it's hit me in my kidney. The pain was unreal. I mean, I swear I was sick straight away. And then, did I cough up blood as well? I think I coughed up blood outside. I was sick again outside. And then I had a lot of kidney pain. I went to the toilet and I was literally passing pure blood. Yeah. So imagine having a nosebleed. It was like that coming out my pee-pee. Oh. I know. So, to be honest with you, knowing boxing, I just thought it's going to ease off. It will happen for a couple of days and it will ease off and it will just disappear. But lo and behold, a week later it was still the same. I mean, I could go toilet on demand and pass blood, like pure blood. So obviously next step was to go to the medical centre. I went and had some scans on my kidney.
And is this still in the army?
This is obviously all in the army, yeah. So the army send you to civilian hospitals. So I went to, where did I go to? I went to Peterborough Hospital. Sent me all the way to Peterborough Hospital because we're based in Ipswich. And I had ultrasound and it showed my kidney was a little bit deformed, and then they put some chemicals in your blood and they take a scan of your body when you can see it on the screen as the blood's actually the chemicals travelling around your body, and you could see that it was getting blocked at my kidney and not passing down into my urethra and down into my bladder, so my left kidney was blocked. So I went after that, obviously took a few more weeks, went in for what's the scan machine we're looking at, big tunnel? MRI scan, and it showed that I think it's called the urethra that connects the kidney to the bladder, was collapsed. So what they decided to do after a couple more weeks was to put like a stent in. So the keyhole surgery put a stent in my urethra to obviously open up the pipe so the urine could pass through down to the bladder. For that I had it in for, I believe, for 3 weeks and everything was fine. I didn't really have any pain, it was working okay. They took the stent out, literally a couple of days later, kidney pains again. There's no more blood passing now, it's just kidney pains. So I'd gone back again, they'd done another MRI scan and noticed that the urethra had collapsed again, and my kidney was blocked, and it also had shrank again, shrinking in size, basically just deteriorating away. So what they decided to do, well, what they said to me they could do, they could operate it either open surgery, where they cut you open and take the kidney out, or keyhole surgery. And obviously because I was in the army, I wanted the keyhole surgery so I could recover quicker and get back to active duty. So I can't remember what date it was, you know. I think it was December the 18th. I think it was December the 18th, 2008. I could be wrong. I went in for the operation, and obviously this is where it gets fun.
Should have been
3 hour, I think, keyhole kidney operation, just straight kidney removal.
Yeah, so really, really simple. Like, I've had keyhole surgery when I had my appendix out. It's pretty much really straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you went in for that, and then you went to the hospital, you were prepped, you went down, everything was fine.
Everything was
so
fine.
what happened when you woke up?
So I woke up from the first operation, and I don't know, anybody who's watching this video will know when you've had or been under the knife and been put to sleep, you wake up and you're a little bit dazed and not really aware of your surroundings as such. And then I had a weird feeling in my right toe, and I've gone to lean forward and try and lift my leg up to scratch my foot, and I couldn't move my legs. And then instantaneously the pain I had, I can't even explain. I was screaming. The next thing I know, my bed, you know when you see, you watch movies and you see people in hospital and the doctors surround the bed like, what's going on? That was literally how my bed was. There was just doctors and nurses all around the bed like looking like,
when you screamed.
What the F's going on here? Strange, I had to then sign a piece of paper while I was screaming in pain. I was swearing at them, I was calling them, see you next Tuesdays, you the lot. I had to sign a bit of paper to say that I accepted that they put me back under so they could find out what happened. So I signed that, literally put back to sleep. I don't remember them putting me back to sleep. So that was obviously 3 hours into the operation. At this point, my ex back then, no one contacted her. Then she's thinking, I think it was about 6 hours later, she was like, okay. She rang at the hospital and, 6 hours later, and they didn't contact anybody, didn't contact my family, didn't contact her.
Yeah,
to say there's been some complications. I don't think my mum found out till 10 hours later. So they put me back under. So I've been in for 3 hours. They put me back under. From what I remember from the notes, when we got on the notes together after, for the court case and that, was that it took them 8 hours to get us an MRI scan machine to become available, or a CT scan machine to become available. They cut me open in my groin on my right hand side because they thought I had a blood clot. There was no blood clot there. So obviously 8 hours in, they finally got the MRI scan or CT scan machine. It was free, not being used by anybody else. Scanned me, realised what they had done. I believe it's a renal artery that feeds the kidney blood. They should have stapled that shut and took the kidney out, but what they had actually done is stapled my aorta shut, which is obviously your main artery from your heart to your legs. They stapled that shut and stopped all blood flow from obviously my top half of my body to my legs, so I was technically paralysed from my waist down. They realised that had happened. There was no doctors available to do the operation. I had to call a doctor who was in London. He had to drive from London to Cambridge and then open me up, cut me straight down the middle of my stomach, graft my aorta back together, stitched me back up, and then because my legs had no blood to them for 10 hours, all my muscles started to die. My legs basically started to die. So what they had to do was, when the blood returned to my muscles, your muscles obviously absorb all the blood and they give off a toxin, they swell up. My whole body swelled up a lot like the Michelin Man, and my muscles would have ripped through my skin, so they had to cut me open. I got three big scars. I don't know if I can show you that somehow. I got like three scars on each leg, about 20 centimetres long. One on each quad, one on either side of my calf. And that was to allow for the pressure when my muscle wouldn't rip through my skin.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Obviously they repaired what happened. I've got the scars on my legs to allow for the swelling. And when they'd fixed me up, put me in, I spent a lot of time in critical care unit. They didn't actually, I don't believe they actually rang up my parents and said, look, Will's out now, he's alive, he's on the mend. They didn't actually tell my parents that I actually died twice on the operating table when they operated on me. That's all in the notes after. And like I said, they sent me to critical care unit, so when your muscles get damaged, they give off a toxin. I could be wrong, I believe it's called KCs, and your level of your KCs in your blood is meant to be 0. Mine was at 98,000. So my right kidney was failing, I was on life support machine, I had a feed in my neck, I remember laying in hospital and every time they used to give me antibiotics or some medication, they'd put it in my neck and I could taste it. It was horrible. I had feeds in my line, I had all the heart monitors on, catheter in, I was getting constantly flushed through with blood. At some point I remember seeing bags of blood where they've obviously given me blood transfusion literally next to my bed because they leave everything there, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in critical care, paralysed from the waist down, and I spent 3 weeks in hospital. 3 long weeks. I spent Christmas 2008 in hospital.
All over.
And the worst part of the whole thing was I had tickets to see Chris Brown. He's only time he's ever toured in the UK, and I'm stuck in hospital and I didn't get to go and see.
So, all in all, the worst part of all this was that you missed Chris Brown.
Yeah. I can't remember where he was playing at, but.
And now he's not allowed to ever
Been
play.
a Chris Brown fan for like forever. So
you love Chris Brown, don't you?
Yeah, he's my favourite.
Yeah.
So I'm laying in there for. I can't because it's so long ago, and obviously my memory's not that good from it because of the trauma. I don't know how long had my legs open for. They just had to allow the swelling to go down. Obviously I was getting flushed through, like I said, because my other kidney was failing, and that's the thing. They actually couldn't tell my parents to their face if I was going to survive or not. They didn't know if I was going to survive because my right kidney was in that much of a bad state. So they couldn't say it's survive. And I do remember when my dad arrived. My dad back then used to be a big guy. Obviously he's like 50 odd now. So
yeah.
I remember when he got in, the doctor seeing my dad come in, and obviously being a parent and having that happened to your child, you've got rage on your face, and they've obviously seen he's quite a big black man. And the doctor just was like, "It wasn't me. I didn't operate on him."
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that bit.
So this is the bit that really bothers me. So when they obviously decided to operate on me, I picked keyhole surgery. They then blamed me because I chose to have keyhole surgery instead of open surgery because I wanted to recover quicker. And then they said because I was such a young, fit lad, they couldn't determine which one was my renal artery to my aorta. And everybody knows your aorta is at least, I don't know, a finger or 2 fingers thick. So that's complete and utter rubbish. And then the doctor...
If that was that bad, why would they have gave you the option?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so putting the blame on you when, okay, these are your two options.
They weren't putting the blame on me, but they were like, oh, it's because you wanted keyhole. If we would have done open surgery, it would have been easier.
But as a from a professional person,
well,
they
it wasn't
shouldn't
professional
have even...
because the doctor that operated on me was not meant to operate on me without supervision from either one of 2 doctors. I'm pretty sure it's one of 2 doctors. One was on a course, one was on holiday, but he decided to crack on anyway with his little helper, did the operation, totally balls it up, and then obviously nearly killed me, and could have paralysed me. They didn't know, they actually didn't know if I was going to walk again because the chemicals in my body were that high, my muscles were that damaged that from the nerves and that, they didn't actually know if I was going to walk again. So on top of having obviously these massive open wounds on my leg, I had 65 staples on my stomach, and I'm a little bit of a hairy person, not like long hair, but I've got hair everywhere on my stomach. And I remember I had obviously the staples, the glue, and the nurse came around, she was like, "Will, we need to take staples out." I was like, "Yeah, cool, probably won't hurt." Whew, I had to do it in 3 sittings, honestly, it was so bad. And it is
65?
65 staples. And what is it? Because of the glue sticking to the hair, it's literally.
Oh.
I had no idea how to take staples out, but it's literally how to take staples out of a booklet.
Out of a paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Literally, little thing, claws in, whip, pull, and I'm just like.
Whip, pull.
It is.
I know.
That was the worst, and then the second worst pain was having the catheter pull out. Oh, and the other thing as well. So when I was in hospital, it's only now, because I'm a grown man and I can admit it, that I was depressed. I couldn't eat. I didn't eat one meal when I was in hospital. they would only give me these little protein shakes, and there was one flavour which was bloody disgusting, which they had in stock constantly, but the other flavours I barely had. So it was like a little protein yogurt, and I'd drink like 3 of them a day. I literally couldn't eat. They didn't even decide to put me on tube. They probably should have, because I lost so much weight. I mean, I probably lost like 3-4 stone in hospital in 3 weeks. And obviously because I couldn't move, I had to get clean. They had to wash me down every day, get me changed. My testicles swelled up to the size of a dinner plate. That was the highlights. I remember some of my army mates would come, and I'd be like, yo, look at this. And honestly, my hand's that big. That is how my bollocks, excuse my balls, the nutsack was that big, and it was like lifting it up.
Like both of them.
Both of them swelled up, and they were like my whole.
I can't even imagine what that would even.
Scrotal area was bigger than my hand. Like it was like that big. Imagine it was like a size 4 football.
I can't even imagine that. That's mad.
Imagine laying there and having a nurse having to wipe your balls for you because you can't move. You can't get under them. The hospital were they're totally messed up. I mean, me being me, I was stuck in there 3 weeks. I just wanted to go home. I was just like, I want to go home, want to get out of here. And they let me go early. They let me go a week too early. All I had to do to get out was walk down 5 stairs, walk 10 metres, and then walk up 5 stairs. And I did that in 2 days. And they sent me home, and that was the worst mistake ever. I went home far too early, because I remember getting home, obviously I was at my mum and dad's house, went to go up the stairs, couldn't get up the stairs, couldn't get up. Just quickly, so because I couldn't go up the stairs, what I used to do was go up and down the stairs on my bum. And I think my sister remembers this, because remember, I didn't mention it in my wedding speech, didn't I? Yeah. I would go upstairs on my bum. I'd then be able to get up, kind of crawl, and I got into the bath, and this was probably like 2 or 3 days of being at home. I got in the bath, and I didn't have the strength. My legs wouldn't work. I couldn't have the strength to get out. And then my little sister, who's 5 years younger than me, found me in the bath crying, and had to help me out of the bath. Had to help her naked older brother out of the bath, because I was an emotional wreck, crying, and just couldn't physically get out of it. So that was that will always stick with me, that will, because it was quite a bad time. I think I was taking 9 gabapentin a day, 3 amitriptyline, and then 3 something else. I was just absolutely frazzled.
It's really
Tramadol, yeah. Gabapentin, tramadol, and amitriptyline. So after that, just briefly, I went to see a nerve specialist, and they tested me. They put like little weird bits of metal in your leg, and they send electric pulses around your body, and they could see that my left leg wasn't very conductive. So they put me on this medication that actually stopped my foot from burning, because a lot of people don't know my foot was burning. That I think for 2-3 weeks I probably slept an hour a night for a good 2-3, maybe even a month straight. I would sit at my ex's parents' house on the toilet system. I'd sit on the toilet system, my foot in the sink with a cold tap running on my foot, and I'd sit there crying, literally crying like a little girl for hours, just sobbing away because I couldn't sleep. That amitriptyline really helps. I mean, I couldn't sleep that much. On Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I was ranked number 3 in the whole world at Call of Duty, 3rd person team tactical.
Oh yeah.
I was playing it for like 12, 13, 14 hours a day. I'd play with the English, then night time they'll go to sleep and I'd play with the Yanks. Honestly, I was so good at it. But I think that was that about it, really.
Yeah, but I think it's really crazy because I don't think you get a lot of couples like us, because when you say about stapler remover, amitriptyline, tramadol, all this stuff.
I was that close to having my left leg amputated. That was a possibility. If the medication and the nerve things wouldn't work, that was something that was on the line. Yeah,
because I then remembered when I had mine, and when you said like I nearly had my leg amputated, then obviously I did have my leg amputated, and it was like, then because I have nerve damage in my other foot, you'd already had nerve damage. Yeah. It's strange, like between us we've got 3 legs and 3 kidneys.
Yeah.
And
no appendix.
And no appendix. We really are meant to be.
Yeah.
And another reason why I really wanted Will to film kind of like your side of the story of what you've been through is because your body isn't how you would love it.
No.
And you have scars, and it's just almost like, because I feel like men in terms of body image and mental health are the ones that suffer a lot in silence. So I think you just saying what you've been through, and you know, you can't put muscle on your legs.
So I'm not too bothered about it now, but my legs are still, they still suffer from nerve damage. It doesn't hurt anymore, but obviously 8 years in the army has battered my knees. I used to jump out of planes in the army. My legs are just, especially my left leg, when you stand up and look at my legs from behind, my left leg is a little bit smaller than my right. I really struggle to put any muscle mass on my legs, especially my left leg. So if I was to work legs every day in the gym, I'd have a big right leg, a big middle leg and a small left leg.
Stop it. No,
that's the only thing that bothers me, my legs. I mean, at first, my scar down my stomach, it used to disgust me. Because when it was done, it was such a tiny little scar and the staples were that close. And obviously, over the years, I've grew, like my scar's that thick.
Yeah,
now.
it's like quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
And I've got, you can see where the staples are still.
Yeah, you actually kind of like little hatches, aren't they?
Yeah, because sometimes when I trim my stomach, I end up, the trimmer takes a scar off.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You always bleed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another reason why I really wanted you to do that, is because, you know, everyone's appearance is different, everyone's going to have different scars, and it was actually quite nice because when I met you, obviously I hadn't been through my leg amputation or anything, but my niece has 2 scars from heart surgery when she was really young, and when she met you, it was like, she said, I remember saying, "You've got a scar like me." Remember?
Yeah.
And I felt like she kind of felt like almost like a bit of common ground, even though she was so young. She was I don't know how old she was. She was really young. But yeah, I just felt like that was so nice for you to almost like not nice in the sense of you had scars, but it was nice that she was able to see you as
so she didn't
so she
make
could
her feel normal.
different.
Yeah.
So that's why that was one of the main reasons as well. It's just like, you know, we're all different. We all come in different shapes, sizes, abilities, and yeah, so it was just nice for you to say that. But yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, so
to be honest with you, I'm just hoping Chris Brown sees the video and be like, flies us out to America to watch him perform. That's
stop
what I'm
it.
doing. Right there, Chris Brown. If you're watching, I'm your biggest fan.
Oh no. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back filming at least once a week. Yeah, that's the least I can do. But I love it, so I'm gonna definitely keep on top of my videos from now. But yeah, that's it.
Peace up.
Yes.
A-Town. Peace up.
I can't even
A-Town.
go with you.
Peace up. A-Town.
Thank you guys. Mwah.
Got a new watch.